you, you'll discover Spain through its major cultural destinations. So buckle up and get ready for the journey! The Costa Brava is one of Europe's most magnificent places. In Spanish, the name itself means wild coast. Lloret de Mar is one of the most popular vacation destinations on the Costa Brava. It is famous for its fantastic landscapes, cafes and bright nightlife. Castel d'Enplaja is a hallmark of the city and one of its main decorations. It was created in 1935. It's a very early morning, and it means it's time to see Figueres, the birthplace of Salvador Dali. The iconic Dali Theatre Museum was opened in 1974. It rises on the remains of the former municipal theatre, which was destroyed in a fire at the end of the Spanish Civil War. On the outside, the red building is dotted with yellow round rosettes of the local bread, white eggs on the roof and golden statues. Dali wanted the museum to be a surrealistic journey for every visitor. The museum houses the biggest art collection of Dali in the world. This is also where the artist is buried. Inside, the patio of the museum is decorated with golden statues, which resemble the Oscars. Here you can also take a look at the black Cadillac of Salvador Dali. Once you enter the actual building of the museum, you are like a performer on stage who is ready to start the show. This painting, Gala nude looking at the sea, which at 18 meters appears the President Lincoln, was created in 1975. Lincoln's face is seen in small format in the lower left-hand side of the work, where the figure is also repeated in a changed pose of Gala. In the upper section, in a magnificent twilight, Dali refers to his well-known oil painting, Christ of St. John of the Cross. The hallucinogenic Toreador was conceived by Dali while he was in an art supply store in 1968. The entire scene is contained within a bullfighting ring. In the upper left section, we observe a serious and rigid expression of Gala. In this piece, Dali transmits his wife's dislike for bullfighting. By combining symbolism with optical illusions, the artist creates his own visual language. This particular painting has a very fascinating story of its creation. Beethoven's hat was painted in 1973. Dali depicted Beethoven with cuttlefish. He threw them on the canvas and adjusted them a little, giving them a direction, and then he used a shoe to finish it. Inaugural Gooseflesh was painted in 1928. This work is an advance notice of Dali's great pictorial production in the 30s. It is the one he showed to André Breton and the Surrealist group. Galatea of the Spheres is the outcome of Dali's passion for science and the theories of the atom disintegration. Gala's face is made up from a discontinuous, fragmented setting, densely populated by spheres. This painting was created in 1952. Other interesting works include the following. They are displayed in various parts of the museum. One more remarkable part is the photography exhibition dedicated to Dali himself. Many portraits describe the life and the habits of Salvador. And here I leave you his artistic and unique autograph. Not far from the museum there is an entrance to Dali's collection of jewels. He designed each and every piece himself. Would you like to see the pieces of exceptional perfection? If so, let's go and see it. The streets nearby are filled with very warm atmosphere and you can dive into the Spanish ordinary life. While observing the city, I found this beautiful church. It is in Gothic style and dates back to the medieval times. And now we are going to follow the footprints of promised to buy Gaudi a castle in Toscana. He soon forgot about his promise, and only in 1969 he bought this extraordinary castle in Pubol, which dates back to the 11th century. Once you enter the garden, you are like in the jungles, where you can come across elephants with long legs and many other sculptures that decorate it. The narrow path leads to a magnificent pool where Gaudi used to spend a lot of time and which is believed to have magical powers of anti-aging. Dali directed the restoration works, giving the castle his own personal touch. The castle has 3 floors. The rooms are unique and unsophisticated in design. Gaudi agreed to accept this present, but only under one condition. To pay a visit, the artist needed an advance permission from Gaudi in writing. Our adventure continues, and now we are going to get closer to the center of Barcelona. The Temple of the Sacred Heart of Jesus majestically decorates the highest point of the city, Tibidabo. The temple was designed by Enrique Sagnier and built between 1902 and 1961. The interior features spectacular murals, colorful mosaics, and a neo-Byzantine crypt. Tibidabo is also home to one of the oldest still functioning amusement parks in the world. The Sagrada Familia is one-of-a-kind temple, which is the work of genius architect Antoniio Gaudi. The project is a part of UNESCO World Heritage. 5 generations have watched already the Sagrada progress, but unfortunately the works are only funded by private donations. The construction is expected to be completed in 2026. Nevertheless, many locals claim that possibly it will never end. Spanish historical heritage meets with our modern life in the center of Barcelona. Numerous boutiques stand near Casa Batlló. Locals often call it House of Bones, as it has visceral and skeletal details. It was created in 1904 by Antoniio Gaudi and bought by the Batlló family. The family was very well known in Barcelona for its contribution to the textile industry. Casa Milà was built for the Milà family. This family occupied 2 lower floors and everything else was for rent. Nowadays, only 3 tenants have remained in the modernist masterpiece since the 80s. We are traveling across this marvelous square to discover one more interesting destination of Barcelona. The Spanish village was built on the mountain of Montjuic in 1929. Almost a century later, Puebla Español is a living reflection of the diversity of Spain. Here you will admire traditional architecture by local craftsmanship, enjoy traditional food and wine. When the sun goes down, the city rapidly changes and turns its colors, and it's time for a magical fountain show near the National Art Museum of Catalonia, where you can see the best collection of Romanesque, modern, Gothic, Renaissance and Baroque painters. This journey to Spain is a real eye-opener for every person. You widen your knowledge about this breathtaking, vivid and fantastic country. But it's not the end, it's only the beginning. Soon I will show you more and we will begin our voyage again.